light? Ooh, that would explain it. So cold. Hi everyone. Hi Flower. See a lot of new faces in the live. Hi everyone. Welcome to the live. Hi Rachel. All right. Hope everyone had a great lunch. All right. We will now be working on S&T. All right, and then we will talk a bit about our O level. Is June holiday? Yes, it is. It is. I think for everyone else, like primary 1 to primary 5, everyone's chill. Everyone's happy with the June holidays. But those who are in O levels this year and those who are in PSLE this year, everyone's just crying because we're a few months away from the exam. So yeah, everyone's stressed out. But what can we do? We can only do our best and practice at this moment of time. All right. Oh, the chair. Okay, let's begin the S and T's. Okay. So over here, we previously talked about we've done 4 different questions. Let's start with question 5. All right. Sorry. Oh, let me see. Okay. Where is my? Okay, there we are. Okay, so this is question 5. Does anyone have any answers? What is. Why are you asking me about your username? No, I do not know what that is. What is that? Maybe you could tell me. Alright. Alright. Okay, we can see this here. We were awoken by a clap of thunder last night. Alright. So over here we have. Oh. Oh, I see. I thought even the moderator's laughing. I thought it was gonna be like something different. I don't know. Something like I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I didn't know what to expect. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But I was expecting something completely different, like something that I didn't think about. Previously, we did like this. It wasn't a joke, but we were talking about why Milo Dinosaur is called Milo Dinosaur. So I thought it was like gonna be like a joke like that. All right. Okay, we were awoken by a clap of thunder last night. Okay, and over here we are essentially doing an active to. Oh, I should write this there. An active to passive voice transformation. Yes. All right. Over here. Okay, a clap of thunder woke us last night. Okay, so over here we were woken, so we is the main subject. So now we are going to change it into something more passive. Okay, so we are gonna move backwards. Okay, so we change from were woken up to woke us up. Okay, so we becomes us. We becomes us. Moderator is bullying. Yes, moderator is bullying. Bullying. Alright. Moderator is encouraging. Okay. Okay, a clap of thunder woke us. My handwriting. Oh my goodness. Woke us up last night. Okay. And then we have question 6. The door was slammed shut by the strong wind. Okay. What is angry face? Angry face. It's always so cute. Why do we have like the angry cat face but not the angry dog face? Hi Ozil! Ozil is back! Ozil, do you have a good lunch? You should have eaten lunch by like 2. Now it's 2:41. You should have had lunch, right? Please tell me you've had lunch. Ozil has been here since like the start of the live at 11 plus today. Ozil, you had lunch? What do you have for lunch? For me, I had, what do you call that? Fishball meatball. Is it meatball? Yeah. And then duck rice. Ooh, okay. I was going to eat like hor fun, like chicken hor fun. But fun fact, I am seeing a TCM and I was told that I cannot eat chicken. So I'm not allowed to have chicken anymore. So I had no choice but to choose something without chicken. But the thing about chicken is that it is one of those things that is, I think it's one of the cheapest meat there is out there. And that's why it is, people use it everywhere. So it's very hard to stay off chicken. Be right back, gonna grab lunch. Okay, see you soon. Yeah, but yeah, having to avoid chicken is very unfortunate on my end. But duck rice sounds amazing. I would like to have duck rice right now. Alright. The door was slammed shut by the strong wind. What was Ozil's answer again? The strong wind slammed the door shut. Alright, let's see. Okay, now again, this is too active. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. Okay, let's take a look. The strong wind. Okay, so it becomes, we move it behind, we move it in front, and the door was slammed shut. Slammed the door shut. Okay, Ozil, you are correct. Good job. Okay, so slam shut becomes slam the door shut. Okay, David stopped work. He injured his back. Okay, so what would it be? So this kind of question is cause slash effect. Should write it over there. David stopped work. He injured his back. Okay, what might the answer be? Owing to his injured back, David stopped working. Okay. Okay. Let's see this. Okay. David stopped work, he injured his back. So this is the effect. Oh no. Oh yeah, this is the effect. And this is the cause. Okay. So owing to introduces the cause. I'm gonna write it here. Okay. So owing to something, introducing the cause. So David injured his back to his. Okay, we have to change it. He injured his back. We have to change it to his injured back. Going to his injured back. David. Okay, there's no reason to change this. Okay, he stopped work. David stopped work. Okay, let me check it against Ozil's answer. Owing to his injured back, David stopped working. Okay, now I see that you changed like the last word. It makes sense. The change makes sense, but we're trying to not make changes unnecessary, because if we said David stopped work, it still makes sense. So we would rather keep that. Okay, we are, when it comes to synthesis and transformation, we want to change as less as possible. Okay, so if we can, we don't make that change. Okay, so working and work both make sense, so we will stick with work. All right. Okay, let's move on. The athlete withdrew from the race. He sprained his ankle. Okay, what might the answer be? Hi, Zahira. Oh, that's such a cool name. Zahira is such a cool name. Such a cool name to have. All right, let's begin. The athlete withdrew from the race. He sprained his ankle. Okay, so over here, what I'm gonna do is, again, owing to, this is a cause slash effect piece. Okay, this question is about cause and effect. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is that owing to is introducing cause. Okay, now let's review the cause. Okay, owing to his ankle, to his sprained ankle, the athlete withdrew from the race. Okay, let's see. Okay, now since we are introducing this, this is the effect. This is the cause. Okay, he sprained his ankle. Okay, owing to his, okay, let's change it. His sprained ankle. The athlete withdrew from the race. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with this. Okay, then we are going to input it directly. Owing to his injured ankle, the athlete withdrew from the race. Okay, so that is correct. Good job, Ozil. Ozil is improving, has improved so much. I remember you used to, I feel like you used to make a bit more mistakes. I feel like everyone did. Maybe you did. Do you do a lot of practice at home by yourself? Hi, Tahir. I see a lot of cool names in the chat. Spades. Or people dropping in and out of the room. All right. The desk was vandalized. Peter did it. Okay. Peter did it. Okay. Anyone has any answers? Okay, let's see. The desk was vandalized by none other than Peter. Okay, let's see. Over here. Let's see. Okay, the desk was vandalized. Okay, so it was Peter who vandalized. Okay, subject. Okay, and this was what he vandalized. Okay. Okay, none other. Okay, emphasizes. So we know that it's gonna be Peter, none other. Is usually by none other than. So I'm gonna add who did it, Peter. Okay. Oh, it was the other than. Okay, then Peter, and then nothing has to be changed. So I'm just gonna directly input this. The desk was vandalized by none other than Peter. Okay, that is correct. Good job also. All right. The artwork was destroyed. Jane was responsible. What will the answer be? Okay, what will the answer be? Okay, now let's take a look. Now let's see who is the main subject. Jane is the main subject. She is the one who did the action. She destroyed the artwork. Okay. Again, none other. None other emphasizes. The, why is it in caps? The artwork was destroyed by none other than Jane. Okay, let's see. Again, we're gonna say by none other than Jane. Okay. The artwork was destroyed. Okay, nothing has to change. Okay, now I'm gonna give you something different, and I'm gonna write a different question. And you can give me the answer. Okay. Now, what if the question was written like this? Okay, the line's not very straight. Okay, then how would you answer this question? Okay, use the same question 10, the same information. If this was the format, how would you answer this question? How would you answer this question if it was in this format? How would you answer this? Okay, now over here we have shift none other all the way to the front. Okay, so how would you answer this question? Hello, Sarah Lee. Hello. Hello, Candy Lee. Oh, that's such a cool name to be called Candy. Ooh. Hi, Sian. All right. I'm gonna write the answer. Okay, when it comes responsible, none other than Jane. No, no, no. Responsible, none other than. Okay, we can write. It was none other than Jane who destroyed the artwork. Okay, so that would be how you write it. All right. Again, 1000 PSLE synthesis transformation questions. All right, so for those who are looking for a bit more practice, we have this ebook which is recommended for this 1000 PSLE synthesis, okay, and transformation questions, okay. So this is full of popular questions. So as you might notice, what we do over here is we do 2 questions by 2 questions. So you will notice that the question type is the same every 2 questions, okay. So that's exactly what we want to do. So when you get something wrong, you shouldn't try again with the exact same question. I mean, another ad. But yes, so definitely you should try again, make sure you get the question right, but next you have to move on to a similar question to make sure you truly understand it, okay. So we have this ebook, okay, 1000 PSLE synthesis and transformation questions, okay. So now it is full of the popular PSLE questions, okay, from top schools. Okay, so these are the questions that we work with. Okay, they are similar to the ones that I have shown you, similar question types. Okay, so for students who are looking for a bit more to work with by themselves during the holidays, okay, especially now that the exam season is coming up, okay, we recommend this ebook. Okay, so again, more than 1000 top school questions. All right, I'm going to show you guys. Wait. Okay, let's do some different questions because I understand that we have been doing the same questions over and over again. Okay, let's do something questions. Something questions? Something different. Okay. Okay, how do I move this away? Okay. Okay, there we go. Not the most tech savvy person. Okay, let's start this question, okay? Okay, so when after I write down the question, please tell me what kind of question this is and the answer, okay? Okay, so over here, you can choose to eat noodles, you can choose to eat rice. Okay, so what kind of question is this? And what is the answer? My handwriting is really, it's slanted. All right. For those who just joined, welcome. We are currently working on synthesis and transformation. You can choose to eat noodles or rice. Okay, I think I did not put the question down properly. Oh, my bad. Okay. 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 In my defense, it is very, very hard to write with an iPad. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna make it harder. I'm gonna add either. Hi, user 7737657. Okay, let's see. You can choose. Okay, let's see. Let's look at the question. Okay, now this is a. I am getting annoyed at this iPad. I'm pretty sure the iPad's getting annoyed at me. All right, so this is an either or question. Okay, so what we have over here, essentially we are trying to combine these two sentences, okay? So now we have two options over here, option 1 and option 2. So when you use either, okay, you have to show there are two options, okay? So over here we will add, you can choose to eat either noodles or rice. Okay, so both user 77 and Ozil, you are both correct. Great job. All right. So next question. Again, you can write down the question type. You can guess the question type and answer the question that I'm writing. Okay. I'm gonna zoom in a bit to make it easier for myself. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, my handwriting is like a child's handwriting. Oh my goodness. Okay. I promise I will improve my handwriting. Hi, Rick Dunn. Okay, any answers? Hi, Ricky. All right. This one's slightly different to the previous one. Okay. It is also like having two options. Okay, so it's very important because sometimes questions do want you to link two ideas together. Okay. Okay, since we have is already over here, we have to invert this. Not only is Sally smart, but we have to add also to in order to complete the second part. Okay. But also she is hardworking. Not only is Sally smart, but also she is hardworking. But also she is hardworking. Okay. Next question. Okay, now let's do passive voice again. Okay, let's do passive voice again. That is the hint. Okay. The chef. I have to learn to write better. The chef cooked a delicious meal. Okay, and we want to change it to passive voice. Okay. So this is the basics. Okay. Please fill in the blanks. Hi, I'm a dribbler. Okay, was cooked by the chef. Okay, now from cooked we have to change it to was cooked. Okay, because we are changing to a passive voice. Okay, so we are moving the chef behind. Okay, and it becomes passive. Okay, delicious meal was cooked, and then we add by to show who it is by the chef. Okay, good job. I'm a dribbler. Good job. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me try using the typing tool so that you guys can actually understand. Imagine doing English for fun. I don't know what to say. All right. Okay, this is so much better because it's better than my handwriting. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me just figure out. Okay, there we go. Okay, this one's gonna be a bit tough. Wait, I should have written this differently. Okay. Okay, this one's a tough one. This one's a tough one. This one's a tough one. Let's see who can do this. Does anyone have any answers? Okay, let's analyze. The book was very interesting. Okay, so the idea of soul and that this is a cause slash effect. The book was very interesting as the cause, then you cannot put it down. It's the effect. And now when you say soul is as a result, okay, the result here is I cannot put it down, so that I could not put it down. And over here, so what? So interesting, very interesting. Okay, so then the reason. Good job too. I'm a dribbler. Okay. Okay, next question. Okay, this one is also very common in exams. Let me type it out. Let me type it out because my handwriting makes me sad. No, no. How do I type? Okay, Tom does not like apples. He does. Hi, Nathan. Writing with a stylus is difficult. It is. So I can't even type with my hand because apparently it doesn't sense my fingers properly. It like takes that second. Not. Let me try. Oh, it's better. It's just not as sensitive as it is with the stylus. But the stylus itself is very hard to write with because I never really I never really practiced using a stylus. So until I started teaching, and then it was like, how do I use a stylus? Okay. Hi Nathan, we are doing synthesis and transformation. Yay. Okay, there we go. Let's try. Okay. So this option 1, this option 2. Okay, so I'm gonna write 1 and 2. Okay, so over here we have Tom does not like. That is the main idea. He does not like this either. So it's two repeating ideas, okay? And it's two negative options. Neither nor is used to show two negative options, okay? To convey the same meaning, I say Tom likes neither. So he does not like neither apples nor oranges. Neither likes apples. Okay, Tom likes neither apples nor oranges. Okay. 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 Do note that neither is for negative options though. Okay. Please don't mix up either and neither. Okay. You can remember that neither has an n over here. It's a negative. Okay. Okay, then let's do another one. Okay. Ah. What is happening? Okay. This is frustrating. If anyone has some tips on how to use the stylus, feel free to just tell me. I'm struggling so much. Alright. Okay. And then we have this. Okay, what is the answer? Okay, we have two different types. Okay, two different types. This is question 1. That is question 2. There's 1 and 2. Okay. This stylus pen is so cool. But I'm so confusing. Alright, anyone to answer this question? Anyone? Hello, Mr. Kifil? Kifil? Kifili? Alright. Let's answer the question. Alright. Instead of blank, he did not do his no, instead of blank. Okay. James played video games, he did not do his homework. So we're talking about two very contrasting ideas over here. Okay. Hi, Eisen! We're finally doing something different. Okay, so James played video games is two very, very different. Okay. Okay, it is very different ideas. Idea 1 and idea 2. Okay, so he did not do his homework. Okay, so instead of, and then we're gonna flip the idea around because he played video games instead of, okay, instead of so we're gonna flip the idea off into do his homework. Okay, but since we have the word instead of in front, we will use the gerund form, which is doing, not the base form. Instead of doing his homework, James played video games. Instead of doing his homework, James played video games. That is correct. Good job. Good job. Okay, now the second one, it's another type. Blank instead of. Okay. Blank instead of blank. Okay, what might the answer be? It is so cold. Okay, let's see. Okay, now instead of. Okay, so instead, so we're gonna move doing his homework here because that is what he's doing instead of. Okay, so we're gonna do this instead of doing his homework. Okay, let's move it to the back. That is correct. Good job, Aizen. James played video games instead of doing his homework. Okay. All right, let's move on. Okay, I have been typing questions out. It takes longer. Okay, but it looks better than my own handwriting. All right. Okay. See, this doesn't work. John did. See, this is it. Okay, John did not set his alarm. His alarm. His alarm. He was late for school. That has happened to me before. Okay. Okay, and then what we're testing over here. Ah, why me? Okay. Let's see. If. Okay. Now this. Why don't you use your fingers? I do. I tried typing with my fingers, but I think for some reason, I think maybe it's because my fingers are dry. I don't know if that's the issue. It does not have the effect. It does not like work. The screen does not sense it for some reason. And and when I do use, sometimes when it does work, it types the wrong letter. I don't know. So I only have this one to work with, the stylus. All right, so yeah, maybe I will try like using some hand cream, and then maybe it would work. Maybe it would work. All right, okay. Now this is the question. John did not set his alarm. He was late for school. Okay. This is similar. Okay, does anyone have any answers? Does anyone have any answers? Okay, if not, I'm just gonna write the answers. Okay, now John did not set his alarm. He was late for school. Okay, so this is a conditional situation. This is when you see this word, you know it's a conditional. Now, when I say conditional, it means we are imagining something that did not happen. We're imagining a situation. Okay, okay. So in this case, we would do if John, okay, and we would conditional, we would use the word had, okay? If John, I just finished my math homework. Hello. Hi, Yuri. What topic was it for math? What topic? I'm interested to know. I haven't done PSLE math in a very long time. Yeah, in a very, very long time. It has been it has been a really long revision paper. Also, it's like consolidation. What topic do you hate the most? What topic do you hate the most? I'm so interested. If John had set his alarm, so we're gonna use the opposite. So he did not. We're gonna change it to had set. Percentage. Wait, actually, percentage is okay as long as you manage to learn like the theory by itself. I think it's okay. Hello, Jer. Hi. Hi, Gracie SG. Gracie Beauty SG. Okay, we started something new. I'm unfortunately don't have the questions on PDF, so I'm typing it out. Okay, but then I realized how wonky my handwriting was, so we are now typing it out bit by bit. Okay, okay. If John had set his alarm, okay, so in this case we are making sure that this is flipped because it's a conditional, so we are making sure we flip it. Had set his alarm, and then we flip this as well. He would not, and then we have to add B. Okay, he would he was not late for school. Okay, but now that we are inserting it over here, if John had set his alarm, he would not be. So we have to use the word be. He would not be. You have to change the form. Okay. He would not have. Okay, so third conditional, imaginary past situations. Okay, so we would be using, if John is late for school, he did not set his alarm. No, no, no. Hi, homostasis. Hi, matrix. Okay, now when it comes to this kind of question, we usually start with what causes it. Okay, yeah, if John had set his alarm, we have to use had not. Okay, we have to flip it around. Okay, it's conditional. Now what happened is that John did not set his alarm and he was late for school. But then when you see the word if, or if it starts with had, then you have to flip both around. Okay, so if John had set his alarm, here he did not set his alarm, we have to change it to had. If John had set his alarm, he would not be late for school. So in this case, we are using, oh, not school. We are using an imaginary situation. It is called a third conditional. It is a conditional situation. Okay. And Matrix, you say if John is late for school, he did not set his alarm. That is true, but logically that is true. But over here, what we usually do is if. Okay, so because it's a if, we're starting with whatever caused it. Okay, and now in this case, the cause is that John did not set his alarm, and hence he was late for school. So we say that if John had set his alarm, he would be late for school. Now, if you had seen a question, if John had not set his alarm, he would be late for school. No. That is not, okay? That is not, because when you see if, it's a conditional, so we definitely have to switch it. If John had set his alarm, he would not have been. Okay? So, what I'm doing here, okay? So we also have the word had, okay? Both if and had are it's possible for them to come out in the exam, okay? So we see had John. Now if we started with had, we would say had John set his alarm. So we don't repeat it if had is over here. Had John set his alarm, he would not have been late for school. Okay, I understand that conditionals are very confusing. Had John set his alarm, yes. Had John set his alarm, he would not be late for school. That is 100% correct. Good job, good job. Yeah, so I understand that conditionals can be a bit tricky, especially because they require you to flip something around. But just remember, rewrite Ken. What do you mean rewrite Ken? What do you mean rewrite Ken? But essentially with conditionals, always just remember that it's an imaginary situation. Okay, so first things first, you always have to see it in a way that, okay, so this thing did not happen, but if it had happened, okay? So always think to yourself, if it had happened, and you write everything in that context, that would make things easier for yourself, all right? Cannot read properly. Oh, my handwriting, isn't it? All right. Hi, Graciela. Okay, I'll write it again. Which sentence do you want me to rewrite again? I'll rewrite the first one. I'm sorry for my handwriting. I apologize. Okay. I have terrible handwriting that has been an issue since I was in school. If John had set his alarm, but I have never met a teacher with good handwriting, he would not have been, oh goodness me, late for school. First one, thank you. Okay. Okay. It's a handwriting issue, all right? If John had set his alarm, he would not have been late for school, okay? Okay? All right. All right. Okay, let's move on to the next question. But does anyone else have any other questions about conditionals? Because conditionals, they almost always come out in PSLE actually. So it's they are highly likely to come out. Is potatoes vegetable? I once heard this argument that as long as they have a seed, it's a fruit. So if potatoes don't have seeds, they are a vegetable. Tomatoes are fruits. Okay, is potatoes vegetable? Interesting question. I don't think they are. I think they are. I think they are. So tomatoes are fruit. Yes, that was what I saw. They said tomatoes are fruit actually. Yeah. Oh, because you say you raise potatoes. I thought they were vegetables. I did too. But I don't know where I got that piece of information from, but I read that they are fruit somewhere. I heard that they are fruit somewhere. I don't know. I heard potatoes meat in Cai Fan So. Oh, okay. I think it depends how they cook it. Okay, because I've ever been told that like, wait, what was it? I heard something was like sold as meat. Yeah, but sometimes their ordering is weird. Is it the way they cook it, or is it does it have like minced meat inside? If it's minced meat, then I think you'll consider it as meat. If potatoes are veggies, is potato chips healthy? I think let's say you would eat slices of potato by itself, like raw or like boiled, it would be considered healthy. But since we are frying it, we are I don't know how do they make sweet. I don't know how they make potato chips. Like they fry it in oil. Forgot what's the other word, but yes, that's why it's not healthy because of the use of oil. Full of salt, no good exactly. But in theory, if we were to eat potatoes like just you cook it in water without like salt, without anything, they would be considered healthy, I think. But they're just full of starch, no? They're just full of starch. All right. Anyways, next question. Okay. Next question. But if cucumbers have seeds as well, then is cucumber considered a fruit or vegetable? Ooh, those chips are good. Yes, yes. I've had them before. I got them once on a sale and I've never looked back. That is successful marketing right there. Okay. Oh, goodness. If you do not wear a helmet. Okay. Oh, why do I have two full stops here? Is this since this is in transformation? Yes. Yes, it is. Am I supposed to be concerned if I see my friends eating ice cubes? I feel like some people do like chewing on ice cubes, especially after like sweet drinks. Apparently, that is super bad for your teeth. And for me personally, I used to do that when I was a kid, and I ended up getting really sensitive teeth. That once I drank cold water, I could feel like like it felt like little electrical like electricity like shots through like my mouth, and that was the moment that I realized that I had to start listening to my parents. Okay, I was like, how old? Like in primary school when I did this, and then my parents were telling me that one day all my teeth would like, it would be easier for me to get like rotten teeth, decayed teeth if I continued chewing on ice. But they just let the ice. But isn't it like it burns? No, it burns. It is very uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable though. I don't know. Personally, okay, I didn't like ice drinks when I was a kid for some reason. Okay, and I didn't like fizzy drinks either. But as I grew up, I really like liking what do you call that? What do you call it? Ice blended drinks, yes. But icy drinks not really. Because I don't like the fact that there's a layer of water on my drink after I like if I don't finish it within like a fast period, like at a fast pace. So I'd rather have my drinks ice blended or warm. They say it was nice because they like cold drinks. Oh, but I got sensitive teeth. Yes, I heard that apparently you can get sensitive teeth after you chewing on ice because you kind of like chipping away at like the top layer. I'm not a good bio student, but you get what I mean, all right? Okay, if you do not wear a helmet, you may get injured. Okay, so let's start with. Okay. Okay, now what is the answer? My school sells lots of ice, but not by themselves, right? Like they sell it like for sweet drinks. I thought like in primary school the store aunties will always like give when you purchase a drink, they'll give it to you directly in ice. Or do they sell the ice alone? No way they just sell the ice alone. No way. No way they sell the ice alone. Ooh. Wait, seriously? You can buy the ice by themselves? I don't know how I feel about that. Because think about it, ice is just water. Essentially, you. Please tell me it's like less than $1. Please tell me you're not spending more than $1 on ice. Please tell me you're not. Alright, now let's do the question. Okay, if 50 cents on a cup of ice. That 50 cents on ice. That's a lot though. Ice is just water though. But it's a school. What kind of service charge? But when the ice melts, the ice becomes water. Hi, hi, Ion. Hi. Wait, but ice for 50 cents. A lot of stores sell ice for free. They give ice to you for free. Selling ice for 50 cents is crazy. All right. If you do not wear a helmet, you may get injured. Okay, so now over here, okay, let's analyze the question. Unless essentially means if not. Okay, so okay, so this is the cause. This is in a way a conditional, I would say. Cause effect. Okay, so if unless we take away the if, unless you, and then we have to, because we have the unless over here, unless is already negative, so we are going to take, we're going to switch it around. Okay, because with if and unless, especially with if, it's usually a conditional. We will switch. Okay, we will switch it to if, unless you wear a helmet. So unless you wear a helmet, you may get injured. Cause and effect, great job, great job. So it's a bit of a conditional as well. Okay. It is a bit of conditional. So it is very important that you switch the first one. Okay, I would recommend that you guys take a bit more notes. Like take note. Be a bit more cautious, especially when you see the words if or had. Okay. So if you see the word if or had, just in general be more careful. Okay, and then you really ask yourself, does this would this sound all right if I don't flip it? Okay. Okay. Anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions? Sure, are we just doing synthesis and transformations today? Okay, so mainly we did a lot of compre close previously. Okay, I can do compre close with you guys, but it will be the same set as yesterday. Okay, so yeah, so today if we want something new, we can do this synthesis and transformation. All right. So what do you guys feel like doing? Unless you wear a helmet, you get injured. Unless you wear helmet, you won't get injured. Okay. No. When it comes to unless usually refers to if not. So if you don't, okay, think of it this way: if you don't wear a helmet, you might get injured. But the sentence you wrote, unless you wear a helmet, you won't get injured, it essentially means if you don't wear a helmet, you won't get injured. Okay, so unless essentially means if not. Does that make sense? All right. So essentially, if you're able to replace um, the idea of if not with unless, and it makes, yeah, does it make sense? Yeah. So that's why I said conditionals and the word unless, if, and had. These are all quite confusing. They are quite confusing. They are quite confusing. Okay, but that is also why the examiners they like to pull out this kind of questions to make the paper a bit harder. Okay, so especially when you see these three words if, had, and unless, please be careful. Okay, like read the question again. Okay, but definitely it is yeah, I would say practice a bit more. Okay, really focus on these questions. Synthesis and transformations, I would say that there are some easy questions. Okay, like maybe reported speech. When you really get the hang of it, you can just do it really really quickly. Okay, but no matter how good you are with synthesis and transformation, please just be a bit more careful with if, had, and unless. These three words. Okay, these three words, they're out to get you essentially. Okay, they're out to get you, but it's okay, we will do more practice. Does anyone else have any other questions? Okay, if not, we will move on. Okay, let's move on. Today we can just sit here and do some synthesis and transformations, and you guys can ask me any questions you guys might have about synthesis and transformation. Okay, but yes, we've had also a lot of interesting conversations today. We had the discussion of what is a fruit and what is a vegetable. We had a discussion on trips. We had a discussion on trips. And after hearing everything that you guys said, I am so keen on going to Japan. I'm so keen on going to Korea, but is it that capybara at the side? We usually have two on the table. Oh, mochi is there. This one is I have from teacher Mitsuko that it's called Mother. Yeah, it's called Mother. I don't know how to feel about that name. It's the strawberry one. It is cute. Yes, it's called Mother. Wait, let me bring up Mochi so everyone can see. Okay, we are back. Okay, So we have mochi here. I don't really know why this one is called mochi. Um, it has a little shark back at the back. A bit confusing. It's interesting. I don't know whether it's detachable. Oh, it is. Let's not detach it. Oh, cannot? Oh, I see. Alright. Okay. My school bookshop sells. Your school bookshop sells Labubu? Labubu is not. Labubu is like around like 200 each, right? Is it? How much is it roughly? I don't know. I always had the impression it was like 200. Really? No way. I always thought it was like 200 each. So when I saw like this guy, I saw this like TikTok of this guy running across the street with his bag full of Labubus, and I was like, bookshop auntie trying to make bank. Exactly. Oh, hi, Mienpao. Oh, Labubu notebooks. Is it like the real Labubu? Because I know that some they do like knockoff drawings. Out of stock already. Oh my goodness. Wait, okay, question. How much are they selling the notebooks for? How much are they selling the notebooks for? But you bought one? How much are the notebooks? The Labubu notebooks? Because for me, right now, what is the most mind blowing for me is Labubu and Pop Mart. It for me it doesn't. I don't have. Oh, I have one Pop Mart. Okay, my friend got it for me as a birthday gift. Labubus, I don't foresee myself purchasing a Labubu because personally, the teeth kind of scares me. It's like you think it's quite cheap. Should be a few cents, right? I remember back when I was in primary school. I don't know, 10 cents. It's 10 cents, not $10, right? I will actually be so like if she says $10, I will actually be so like scared because a notebook was like a few cents when we were in school. Oh, $1 to $2. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh yeah. Oh my god. If you told me that it was around like $10 each, I would freak out and I would ask you to report your school. No, I'm joking. But that is $10 for a notebook is way too much for a to be like in the school bookshop. Honestly, in the school bookshop, unless you're buying something that is big, shouldn't exceed $3. Well, back then it didn't exceed $3. But now, to be fair, everything is more expensive. Stationery is also more expensive, so unfortunately. Okay, Tom studied hard. He wanted to pass the test, okay? So I'm gonna give you guys oh my god, two types of questions for this. I don't know if you guys still have that. Our bookstores used to sell slime. Bookstores used to sell slime, and we would play with them in school. Okay, in order to my handwriting is terrible. Passed the test. Okay. Study. Tom studies hard. Tom studied hard in order to pass the test. Okay, let's see. Okay. Now, in order shows that so it is a bit of a cause and effect. He wanted to pass the test. That is the effect he wanted, and this is the action that he did. Okay, so over here, wait, it's action and not effect. It's purpose. Okay, how do I? Interesting. I don't think I'll ever get the hang of a stylus. Purpose. Okay, he wanted to pass the test. Okay, so in order, again, this shows purpose. So we want to, wait, why did I give you guys the answer? It's okay. The purpose, okay, the purpose here is to pass the test. So Tom studied hard. Okay, now in this one, okay, please try the second one. Please try the second one. Please try the second one. Aizen says Tom studied hard. Okay. Aizen, it is studied. Okay, we have to try to keep that the same because over here it's past tense. It shows that he did this in the past. Okay, so we cannot say that he is currently studying hard. Okay, we have to say that he studied hard. Okay, in order to pass the test, Tom studied hard. Good job, Gracie Liam. That is correct. In order to pass the test. Okay, now when it comes to in order, we will move the purpose forward. Okay, because in order refers to the idea of purpose. It introduces the purpose, so we will move everything along with it. Okay, so Tom studied hard. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's try another question. Sure, we are at 5K likes. We are at 5.2K likes. Great job, everyone. Thank you so much for the likes, everyone. Thank you so much for the likes. All right. Thank you so much for the likes. 5.3 now. I think the last time we did 10K, we are road to 10K again. All right. All right. I'm lagging so bad. Honestly, same. Not very badly though. Maybe you want to restart the live, like log out and then come back in. Okay, because I don't know. I don't know if it's a platform issue because recently, even though my Wi-Fi is fine, or even if I'm using data, I've been having issues with a bit of the lag when I'm doing live streams as well. Okay, so might be a platform thing, unfortunately. You guys can actually hear me typing. Again, it is very hard for me to type with my fingers because I think it's because I have dry fingers. I'm not moisturizing enough. But it is essentially not working for me, and I'm not skilled enough of a stylus. Stylus? So it's a bit of ASMR for everyone. ASMR. Okay. It was such a delicious cake. Everyone wanted another slice. Okay. Oh goodness. Why can't I? This one should be easy. Why is this happening? Okay. Another. You are right. Okay, it is very hard for me to type with a stylus. Okay. Okay. Everyone able to see this ball? Alright. It was such a delicious cake. Everyone wanted another slice. Okay. Any answers? It was such a delicious cake that everyone wanted another slice. Okay. Any other answers? Let's see everyone's answers. any other answer. Okay, let's look. Okay, so that is essentially the idea of this is so annoying. It's the idea of such that and as a result. Okay, so this is essentially what it means. So in this case, that we will such that and we'll put the result over here. Okay, this is the cause, this is the effect. Okay, and over here, since we have such that, we will link the effect over here and put everyone wanted another slice. And it was such a delicious cake that everyone wanted another slice. Okay, so good job to those who guessed. Let me see. It was such a delicious cake that everyone wanted another slice. It was such a delicious cake that everyone wanted another slice. Okay, good job, good job, good job. Okay, let's move on. Okay. Okay, let's practice a bit more reported speech because it is likely to come out. Sup? Hi T1. I will call you T1. How are you doing? Gracie Lam, you're getting better as well. You're getting I feel like all of you have been improving with synthesis as well. Okay, so definitely hard work pays off, right? Where is the you guys can see me struggling here on my screen, can't you guys? I cannot even find the open on oh I found it. Okay. I found it. I was about to like panic. Okay. Okay. Where do you live? She. Oh my goodness. The iPad is such a hard device to use. Okay. And then now you guys can tell all the moderators that you guys saw me struggling with the iPad. Alright. Okay, where do you live? She asked me. Okay, reported speech. Reported speech. What would it be like in reported speech? What would it be like in reported speech? Okay, what would it be like? Note that this is reported speech, okay? This is reported speech. Okay, please take note. Any idea what the answer is? Does anyone have an idea what the answer is? All right. What is the answer? Okay. I'm waiting for everyone to say the answer. She asked me where do I live? Okay. Any other answer? It's okay. It's okay. Let's see what other people's answers are. Okay. She asked me where do I live? Okay. Any other answers? I'm not sure. It's okay. Okay, let's go on. Okay, now when we are doing reported speech, we also do want to change our tenses. Okay, where do you live? Okay, we're gonna change you to I, and do live becomes lived. Okay. Okay, so over here, what we're gonna do is that we are going to take away this too as well, and we're also going to take away the question mark. Okay, so these are all the small changes that we have to make sure that we do in reported speech. Okay, now in this case, since we already have she asked me, okay, where I lived. Okay, so it's no longer a question. Reported speech, please remember that you change the question to a statement. In reported speech. Okay, reported speech is something that I would say is very likely to come out. So it's very, very important that students they have enough practice and they actually are able to do it instinctively. Okay, but also still please be careful. Okay, just a bit more practice will help. Reported speech usually follows the same idea every single time, so you should be good after you practice. No, it's okay. Don't worry, Gracie Lums. Give it a while. Do your practice and you'll be fine, trust me. Okay, she asked me where I lived. Okay, where I lived. Oh, thank you, I made the mistake. Where I lived. Okay, so great. Okay, again, do you want to highlight again? Sometimes the questions do have a full stop written for you, but sometimes they don't. Okay, it is very important to be careful that you make sure you write the full stop down. Okay, because if they don't have the full stop there and you think they do and you end up forgetting to write the full stop, it's dangerous. All right. Okay. Okay, let's try another reported speech. Okay, let's try another reported speech. Okay. Okay, we're gonna use black. Okay, over here, let's see. Okay, let's start with something. Okay. Okay. Let me. Okay, so the question is, did you see the cat? Do you see the cat? Okay. He asked. Okay. So that's the question. Okay, now let's. Everyone spam! Wow, 6.3K. Good job, guys. Okay, we are actually on the road to 10K. That's crazy. Okay, you guys are the best. You guys always give you guys always help me to hit the what was the word I was gonna say? A high amount of likes. Okay? Alright. Now it's he asked. My handwriting really. If anyone has any idea of how to improve handwriting, please tell me. Okay, but don't say calligraphy, please. Okay, I've tried that, it doesn't work. My calligraphy looks as messy. If on computer, press and hold L. I don't dare to do that. The last time I listened to someone about pressing and holding something on the laptop, bad things happened. Alright. Alright. Now we have this question. Okay, let's practice a bit of reported speech because it is very, very common for reported speech to come out. Okay, so let's be a bit more careful. I want to make sure by today everyone is able to have that firm understanding of synthesis and transformation. He asked if I'd seen the cat. Okay, any answers? Any other answers? Go to writers at work to improve your handwriting. Uh, I don't know because writers at work is for students. I think around the old level and PSLE stage. I don't think they'll accept me anymore. He asked if I had seen the cat. Okay, Aizen's answer is here. Okay, any other answers? Gracie Beauty. Okay, hi Pillow. Okay, she's the teacher. I have to teach myself good handwriting. But to be fair, I have not seen many teachers with good handwriting. That is unfortunately the truth. I just have not seen many teachers with good handwriting. I can be one of those teachers with bad handwriting. It's okay. Nobody will mind, except for students who can't read my handwriting. Okay, he asked. Okay, now again, I'm gonna highlight again when it comes to reported speech question. Okay, reported speech, you will have to take. Okay, he asked if I had seen the cat. Okay, with reported speech. Oh, I forgot this. Wait, let me make the change. Okay, now with reported speech, it is super important that students understand that your questions should turn into a statement. Okay, what happened? Ah, the iPad. Okay, so you see this question mark, it has to go. Question mark has to go. Okay, now when you're saying okay, he asked if I had he asked, okay, if I had seen the cat. Okay, so over here, this is the answer. I think everyone got it right. Great job. Okay, so okay, did you see the cat? We're gonna add did see becomes had seen. Okay, so there has to be certain changes made. Okay, there has to be certain changes made, but I think you guys all got this one. Okay, so great, super proud of you guys. All right, if I had seen the cat. All right. Okay, so again, question mark has to be gone. Everything has to become a statement. Okay, reported speech, like I said, you see, you guys are already getting the hang of it. Now, reported speech, just a lot of practice. I would say a lot of practice. Okay, let's try another one for reported speech. Okay, let's see. Okay, this one. Okay, don't be late. Their teacher said. Okay, so this is the one. The teacher said. Okay, so over here, then reported, what would it be in terms of reported? In reported, what will the answer be? Does anyone know what the answer will be in reported? Okay, what would the answer be in reported? 7K! Great job, everyone! Great job! All right, what will the answer be? What will the answer be? I'm gonna leave the whole thing blank to make it a bit more tricky for you guys. Okay, what will the answer be? What will the answer be? Let's see if anyone knows what the answer is. The teacher said not to be late. Okay. I'm not sure. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Okay. Okay. Okay, so in this case, I would say you can write their teacher told us. Teacher told you can say the teacher told us not to be late. or you could say the teacher said not to be late. Okay, so everyone is correct. Okay, so in this case, teacher said, we're bringing this over. Not to be late. Okay, don't be. You change it to not to be. It's okay, Gracie Lamb. It's okay. Not to be. Okay, and you change it over here. Okay, and late you keep it the same. Okay. Okay, it is all right. Okay, let's see. We can do one more. Okay, let's see what other. Okay, let's try one more. For this, do we have to end the live? Okay. And then we will have a 1 or 2 minute break, and then we will start the live again. Okay, but let's do the last one. Let's do the last one first. All right. Where is okay, where is my bag? She asked. Okay. She asked. Okay, what might the answer be? Oh my god, my handwriting. Okay, she asked. Okay, what might the answer be? Does anyone? She asked, where was her bag? Okay. Any other answers? If on computer, press and hold L to like this live. I see, I see. All right, any other answers? Let me know if you have any other answers. I will give you guys 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8K. 8.1 actually. Okay. Okay. She asked. Okay. Now, for this question, what I will say to you guys is, now the question is, this one is the direct speech, and this one will be reported speech, okay? She asked, where was her bag? Okay, all close, all close. Okay, now the word order does change in reported speech, okay? Okay, my will change to her, because imagine when you're telling someone, you'll use their pronouns, right? Hello, I'm back. No, hi, Hong Kong. We are now doing something slightly different. Well, not slightly different. We're doing a different set, okay? But I'm typing out very slowly, so there's that. Okay. Where is my bag? We have to change to the pronouns, or where her, we have to change from mine to her. Okay, she asked, okay, and then we have to change the word form. Okay, she asked where. See, if you say where was her bag, see, I see a lot of you guys say where was her bag. If you say where was her bag, it would still be a question. Where was her bag? But if you were to make it a statement, okay, you have to make it a statement. She asked where her bag was. Okay, this is no longer a question. Yes, good job, Hong Kong. Okay, so it's small details like this. It's so, yeah, it's okay. It is very again a very common mistake. Okay, but okay, let me just summarize for you guys. When it comes to reported speech. Reported speech. Very important that you are doing this. You are doing number 1, statement to no, question to statement. Question to statement. Number 2, you are removing this and comma and question marks. Okay, and what else? Does anyone remember what else? Change tense, change pronouns. Okay, so after about all this will become instinctive. Okay, and you also will have to change word order where applicable, only where applicable. So okay, so this one is where okay, I'm just gonna put a star. Okay, okay, so I can do this. All right. Okay, so this is it. We are going on a short break right now. Thank you. We're at 9.9K, everyone. Thank you so much for the likes. All right. Okay, we will be going on I think a 1 or 2 minute break. Okay, and we will be right back with more content for you. All right, 1 or 2 minute breaks. Okay, stay on live with us. All right. Bye, everyone.